Hi, Sayu Rinpoche here. This time, let's take a look at some of the most popular things to do on the island of Cozumel in Quintana Roo, Mexico, and see if they're worth the hype. Cozumel is Mexico's largest Caribbean island and is very popular among divers and cruise ship travelers. People generally arrive Cozumel by local ferries from Playa de Carmen on the Yucatan mainland, by cruise ships, or by flight directly through Cozumel International Airport. The island is too big to walk everywhere, but small enough to see most of it, even as short as one day. Therefore, I highly recommend renting a car, as you might not be able to reach most of the places we will be checking out in this video if you don't have one. Let's start with one place you will be able to check out without a car: San Miguel de Cozumel, the island's main town. This is where the ferry terminal, one of the two cruise ports, the international airport, most of the rental car places, and the majority of tourism operators are located. The town itself has a very laid-back vibe, which is good for a nice walk if you have plenty of time to spend. San Miguel de Cozumel features a long malecón, a seaside promenade that stretches the entirety of the town. Despite there are places you can go into the sea, you will certainly notice the lack of beaches, if there is any, even after you walk the entire length of the malecón. This is quite common for Cozumel, and you can only see beaches in very selected spots, which we will touch on a bit later. Like other towns in Mexico, San Miguel de Cozumel has a town plaza, Parque Benito Juárez, where it's great for town events and street vendors in the evenings. San Miguel de Cozumel doesn't have a lot of things to see, but if you want to try authentic Mexican food at local prices, certainly go a few blocks off the malecón into the more local areas, where there are quite a few hidden spots with very reasonable prices. Overall, for San Miguel de Cozumel, I would highly recommend checking it out if you have enough time in Cozumel. Personally, I like the vibe of the town better in the evenings, when most day trippers and cruise passengers are gone. If you already have a packed itinerary, I wouldn't blame you for skipping San Miguel de Cozumel either. Now let's talk about the biggest draw and the main reason why people come to Cozumel. The island is located right next to the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef system, the second largest of its kind in the world. The geography makes Cozumel one of the best places for snorkeling and diving in the world. There are plenty of places you can go snorkeling or free diving, such as beach clubs, water parks, or even right off certain sections of San Miguel de Cozumel's malecón. For scuba divers, there are many operators and a lot of different itineraries to choose from. The underwater world right off the coast of Cozumel is quite something to see. Yet it's easily accessible for everyone. Sometimes all you need is a swim goggle. Swimming with a group of fish and seeing the spectacular underwater scenery in Cozumel will be an experience you'll never forget. And therefore, you must do it. Need I to say more? Like mentioned earlier, Cozumel doesn't have a lot of beaches you can visit, and you can only access them at selected locations, such as at the resort or by visiting one of a few places that offers public access. That's why I highly recommend visiting one of the beach clubs or water parks if you would like to have an enjoyable beach day. Make sure to do your research ahead and know roughly how much you'll need to pay to access these premises, as some will provide all-inclusive experiences for the price of one, whereas some others will charge you just to be there with everything else at an extra cost. I went to the Chankanaab Adventure Beach Park, the self-claimed #1 attraction in Cozumel. It is both a water park and a beach club. Do I recommend this place? There will be a more in-depth review of this place on our channel, so make sure to check it out and find out what my verdict is. I'll leave the link to that video in the description box once it's available. In general, enjoying a beach day in Cozumel, however you like, will be a great experience. Don't forget, beach clubs and water parks offer some of the best snorkeling in Cozumel, so make sure you either bring your own gears or rent one on the spot. If you're looking for a place that is a tourist attraction, a park, a beach club, and a historic site all in one place, look no further than Punta Sur Eco Beach Park. To get around this park, a vehicle or a bicycle is a must. I have to warn you about the roads inside the park though. Really bumpy and in a very bad shape. Definitely something that needs to be improved considering the amount of money they charge people to visit there. The admission ticket will include a boat ride on a lagoon. Keep your eyes peeled for birds and crocodiles. The park also features a lighthouse that you can climb all the way to the top for some say the best views of Cozumel. To me, I think the top highlight of the park is that it has one of the best beaches for recreational purposes on the entire island. If you only have a very limited time in Cozumel and don't know what to do, then Punta Sur Eco Beach Park will be a great choice. However, I do think that they really need to make the access to this park easier by repairing all the potholes on the dirt roads and maybe provide some sort of in-park transportation for those without their own cars or bikes. Oh well, before my dream comes true, I'll rate this park as a highlight rather than a must-see. Punta Sur Eco Beach Park also has the ruin of an old Mayan temple, El Calaco. This brings to the next thing that I think it won't be worth your time that much. Cozumel's Mayan ruins. The biggest ruin of them all is called San Gervasio. You just can't compare this to the ones you find on the Yucatan mainland. Just remember this, if a Mayan ruin is not managed by INAH, the National Institute of Anthropology and History, but is managed by a private company, it probably won't be as interesting as you think it would be. Therefore, if you want to check out the real deal, it's better to stick with one of many more impressive Mayan ruins on the Yucatan mainland. Before we reach the bottom of the list, let's first talk about the east coast of Cozumel. This part of the island feels remote, as you often don't even get cell phone signals there. Because the east coast is facing the open Caribbean Sea, the waves can be fierce. There are a few nice beaches, but conditions can change very quickly if you decide to jump into the water rather than just seeing it from the shore. So, be very careful. My favorite beach is Playa, also the most popular one on this side of the island. To reach the east coast, a rental car is a must. Or if you have plenty of time, riding a bike all the way from San Miguel to Cozumel and circle the entire island is also a great option. The scenery is just beautiful. I think that's what I'm gonna do next time for my extended stay in Cozumel. Last but not least, let's head back to the west coast of Cozumel. One of the unique experiences you get to enjoy is seeing the sunset in this part of Mexico. Resort towns along the Caribbean shore, like Cancun and Playa del Carmen, all face the east, only allowing you to see sunrise from the sea. However, Cozumel is one of a few places that will allow you to see both sunrise from the sea and sunset into the sea. To watch the sunset, you can do it pretty much everywhere on the west coast of the island, which also happens to be where the island's main town, San Miguel de Cozumel, as well as the majority of beaches and beach clubs are located. The easiest way to do it is by seeing the sunsets from anywhere on San Miguel de Cozumel's Malecón. If you want a more intimate experience, finding your own hidden spot could also work, as sometimes you might be surrounded by no one else. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more contents coming up. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.